Hello, woman entrepreneur from America and from the rest of the world. I'm Sibylle, French-German born in Paris. Originally, I was trained as a food technologist, nutritionist, and now I'm retraining as a coach support for people who want to express the best of their potential to serve the world, and especially expats and expat spouses to overcome challenges. And challenges is a topic I would like to entertain you about. So my story in short. I'm a world traveler. I'm a world citizen. And I like to say that I'm born in a suitcase. That really shows how much I've been traveling since ever. And I will tell you a bit about my personal travels. So I'm a French-German born in Paris from a German mother and a French father. So I was bilingual French-German since I started to talk. And I traveled a lot around Europe. I toured Ireland by bike. I toured Scandinavia by motorbike. Scandinavia being in the north of Europe, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, and Norway. 10,000 kilometers, about 8,500 miles in 3 weeks, quite a bit. Then I toured the rest of Europe. I went to Asia quite a bit, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Bali. I went to Africa, did a safari in Kenya and Tunisia in the north of Africa. So I traveled quite a bit for personal reasons, holidays, and I traveled then for professional reasons as well. Our expatriation started with my ex-husband, who was working at the time for Nestlé, the first food world company. We started our first expatriation in 1993 when I had my first son, 1 month old. Nestlé sent us from France to England, where we stayed 4 years, and then to Budapest in Hungary, Central Europe, where we stayed 5 years, and then we were sent back to England. From there, Nestlé wanted to send us to Japan. However, I had one of my big challenges I will tell you about now, which did not enable us to go to Japan. So about my challenges, I would say that my first big life challenge was to be raised by my mother solo. So I didn't know a father. I had never had a father in my life. My second big challenge is that I lost my left eye when I was 12 in 1976, because I'm born in 64, 58 now, almost. So I lost my left eye in a domestic accident. I see only from my right eye. And being, adolescent, that was not very easy. So 2 years later, when I was 14 in 1978, my mother, to change my mind, sent me as an exchange student to America. So I lived on a ranch in America for a year, and I loved it. I love horses. And I'm still in touch with my rancher since 43 years. I've been back there over 10 times. They are my second family. My third big challenge, I would say, is what happened when we were back in England. In 2004, when I was 40, I sustained a brain injury, horseback riding in Germany. That was a bit of a challenge for the travel insurance because I was French, having had an accident in Germany and living in England. So after 1 month of rehabilitation in Germany, I was repatriated to England, York, north of England, where we lived at the time, and I spent 3 more months in rehabilitation in hospital. So I was 4 months in hospital. Brain injury takes a very long time to recover, and even now, 18 years later, I'm not completely back to normal. So Nestlé could not send us to Japan, they sent us to Switzerland. So since 2008, I live in Switzerland, and since 2011, I'm on my own, divorced, amicably, but divorced. So I have to rebuild my life from nothing, because during my 20 years of training spouse, I took care of my family, and I forgot to take care of myself, professionally and financially. So that's another big challenge, is to rebuild my life. And I'm so passionate about human relationships and empowering people that I decided from 2015 to train as a coach, support for people. And since 2010, so over 12 years now, I've been studying personal development as well. and elevating my conscience and being in an apprentice stage all the time. So now we will tackle specifically basic and general positive life attitudes to tackle challenges in life. The first aspect I would like to talk about is about a positive outlook on life, a constructive mindset. When you go about life with that in mind, you are really more concentrated on solution rather than on problems. So you are looking up to move forward in your life, and that helps. Having a constructive posture as well. Let's have a very simple exercise. Look down, close your shoulders, close your chest, and try to think about something positive and constructive. Now look up, open your chest and shoulders, and try to think about the same positive thing and constructive thing. Can you feel a difference? I mean, posture, opening up towards life really helps you to move forward. Then having a smile on your face or being around smiley people does help as well to feel good and to move forward in life. Look at this. If you look at that smiley face and then at that non-smiley face, you can surely feel a difference in how it feels encountering smiling people or not. Then having a sense of gratitude in life for everything that comes your way, whether good or less good. Really being grateful for a very basic thing, like having your two eyes. I have only one. Having enough food to eat, having a place to live, being in a pleasant environment, being in gratitude. And I can tell you, I'm sure it helped me get a wonderful present a few months ago, being in constant gratitude. I was offered a car. Yes, a friend of a friend of a friend gets rid of her old cars when she buys new cars. So I was first on the list and I got offered a new old car. Still good to drive for thousands of miles and for several years. So yes, I was offered a car, and being in gratitude and happy in life as much as possible, I'm sure helps for that, to attract these sort of opportunities. Then having a sense of life, having a life purpose, gets you up in the morning more fresh, more ready to move on, and knowing what you want to do during the day, the week, and the month coming to get you forward in life. So create a vision board. If you don't know what it is, look it up in the internet. A vision board, collating, images and what you want in your life. I have one since 2015, and it's still completely up to date. So I really know what I want in life. And then knowing your core values, so important, knowing your core values being what is important for you in life, what drives you on, what makes you feel good when you live with them. For example, my 4 main core values are wild nature, adventure. I have been an adventurer since ever, pushing myself and helping others around me. And I can tell you, I wasn't nourishing my wild nature and adventure value since a few years, and I was very sick lately. 3 weeks, haven't been so sick since years, and I almost cancelled today's talk, but I wanted to show up, and I wanted to assume my engagement with Haley and with you. So I'm here now, and I'm happy to be. So living with your core values is so important. Now I'm nourishing back my adventure and nature, wild nature core values, I can tell you. Then concentrating on what is in your power rather than on what is not in your power is so important to get you moving. You cannot do anything about what is not in your power. So concentrate on what is in your power. Concentrate on the solution. Concentrate on the things that you can do something about. For example, I live since a year and a half in noise pollution. It's horrible. I am in sandwich between 2 construction sites, and I work from home. And I can do nothing about the construction, of course. So what I can do is about what I do about it. So what I decided, because I work from home, when it's bad weather, I go and work in a quiet place like in the public library. And when it's good weather, I go and work outside with my computer and my phone. I need autonomy of the battery for my phone, which I have found, and for my computer, which I'm still looking for. And I need internet, which I can switch from my telephone to my computer. So I have what it takes, what I need to work outside in wild nature and on adventure, nourishing my core values as well. So concentrate on what you have, concentrate on what is in your control. Then when you have a decision to take, when you're facing a challenge or different options, you have three choices usually. You accept it, and then you have to assume your choice, but I was not going to accept my noise pollution. You improve it, and that's what I have been telling you about, or you leave it. Leaving it, noise pollution would have meant for me to move, and I wasn't ready to move yet. Check your energy level. Yes, it's so important to be in a high energy level when you are facing challenges, when you are facing big decisions, or when you have to really do something important in your life. So check your energy level, and when it's low, you have different ways to boost it back up. I mean, I can tell you some, but you can find others. For example, you can build anchors. You can prepare yourself and build anchors through NLP, neuro-linguistic programmation. An anchor is a positive and constructive visualization. For example, when I want to boost my energy level, I visualize galloping horses in wild nature, and that just boosts me back up and makes me feel good. And you can feel it in my voice, it does give me back energy. Another one is eventually to link whatever is bothering you to your core values, and that will boost your energy level. For example, me, you're supposed to do, a certain amount of exercise every day, and sometimes I don't feel like it, but then I just decide to go and walk and run in nature, wild nature. I link it with one of my core values. Now let's see some more specific exercises. For example, about questions. I will give you 3 approaches to questions. Ask yourself empowering questions, with not why am I in this bad situation again? Why am I in conflict with my husband? Why? No, that makes you look at the problem. No, ask yourself, how can I come out of this difficult situation? How can I better my conflict problems with my husband? How? That will make you look towards solutions. Then ask open-ended questions, not questions finishing with yes or no. Open-ended questions which will open the debate, which will keep the discussion going with your vis-a-vis. And then give magic answers to the questions. I will give you one, and you can find others. For example, if your child is asking for a lollipop at the cashier, wanting to stay on computer longer than you want, or wanting to watch TV longer than you want, you could say no, and that just closes the debate. That makes your vis-a-vis hold a grudge against you, be frustrated, and that doesn't help move forward. You could answer by a magic answer. For example, one I can give you is, to your child or to an adult, yes, you can have a lollipop. Yes, you can watch TV longer. You can play computer longer. When you have tidied your bedroom, when you have done your homework, when you have put out the garbage, when you have helped me prepare the dinner. See, that's a delayed yes. It's not a no. So that keeps the person receptive to you. That keeps the debate going on and move forward. So that was for the questions. Open-ended questions, magic answers, and empowering questions. Look at the positive side of the challenge you're facing. Yes, even the worst challenge has a positive side to it. Look for it. And that will give you power to move forward. List advantages and disadvantages to anything which is coming your way. And probably one option will have more advantages than another having more disadvantages, and that will help you make easier decisions. Look for success in your past, how you overcame a challenge in your past, and how you did it. Look for that and you will find steps that you have used before. Look up at your mentor. We all have a mentor or coach or somebody we look up to. And then when you're facing a difficult situation or challenge, ask yourself, what would that person do in my shoes? That can help. Then I did a short training with Dennis Lin about clarity. Declutter your home, declutter your mind. And I can tell you, when I feel confused, I go and tidy up a cupboard, and that helps me tidy up my mind. Try it. You will be impressed. Then having daily routines. It's so important to get you moving in life, to get your drive going. For example, morning routines, before getting up, I think about my day, I think about my priorities, I think about my important actions I want to do to move on towards my life objective. For example, I set alarms. In the morning, I set an alarm about 8:30, asking myself, what is important for me today? Reminding me of that. And then I set another alarm about midday, asking myself, is what I'm doing right now helping me to move towards my objectives of the day, of the week, of the month, of my life? And I think about it. So that's, morning routine, daily routine, and then in the evening routine, to get you moving on in life is to be in a learning mode all the time. You can ask yourself, how did I manage doing this or that, and how can I better manage next time for that? So having daily routines really helps you move on in life in a more constructive and positive way. Then I would like to leave you with final quotes, empowering quotes. We often underestimate what we can do small now and overestimate what we can do big later. So when you're facing a big challenge, it's like facing a staircase. When you look up at the end of the staircase, you feel overwhelmed eventually. So look at the bottom of the staircase and move on to the first step and the second step. These are the smaller steps that you can take, and that's in line with the Kaizen Japanese method of taking small steps step by step, and that really moves you on towards your final objective easier. A farmer plants a seed and then waits for it to create roots and to create whatever it takes to come out of the ground. Meaning that when you are starting something, don't expect a result right away. Be patient, because it takes time for the thing that you started to put on steps by steps, roots to move it on, connection with people, connection with other elements to get it moving on before it really flourishes and comes out of the ground. So be patient. Then I would like to leave you with a final quote, which is so empowering, I find. I don't know what is possible or what is not possible, so I take action as if everything was possible. Thank you.